Flamin Hot is such a fun movie. It kept my attention the whole time. I was so excited to see what was going to happen next. It's such an uplifting movie, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it.
Well, why did you want to bring this story to the big screen? This is a story that not a lot of people probably know about how Flamin' Hot Cheetos became the sensation that they are. What drew you to this story?
It was just the uniqueness of it. I mean, it's like, wait a minute, there's an inspirational story behind Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Okay, tell me more. I mean, that's what got me interested. And so, I met with Richard and his wife Judy about 6, 7 years ago at this point. And when they told me their story, I just said, okay, this is too good to be true, and it's too unique for me to pass up. And so I just felt in that moment that I got to bring this to the big screen, and I'm just so grateful that they gave me the opportunity to do it.
Now, how involved were Richard and Judy in the making of this film and seeing their personal story, on the big screen in front of millions?
They were very involved. I mean, very involved. So many of the details that are portrayed in the film come from their personal account of what happened in their lives. Richard had also written, self-published a book that we, based some of the film on. And so they were involved. They came to set, they read scripts, they met with myself, obviously, multiple times, our writers multiple times, Eva multiple times. I mean, we would be on set, we would call them and say, hey, well, in a situation, well, like this, what would you do? And the actors, our star, Jesse Garcia, and our other star, Annie Gonzalez, they met with Richard and Judy, all the time. So they were very involved, very connected to the production. And the quality of the movie, I believe, is a result of them giving us those details.
I love that. Well, and you are the perfect guy for this film. You've done so many great inspirational and faith-based movies, and faith is such a huge part of their story.
Yeah.
Why was that such an important part of their life to bring to the screen?
For me, whenever I'm doing a true story, I just want to tell the story.
Yeah.
So there wasn't, a faith agenda per se. Faith played a big role in their life, and we felt like, well, we wouldn't be telling their story correctly if we left it out. So it was about incorporating it authentically in the way in which they experienced it in real life. So what you see in the movie in terms of their faith journey is directly from them sharing with us that the role that faith had, in their lives, and then specifically the role that faith had in Richard's success. Because similar to the movie, at first, he wasn't a believer, and he wasn't really believing that there was a plan for God, and he really hadn't accepted a life of Christ. And through this process, he did, and everything changed for him for the better.
Yes. And it shows how he kind of calls out to God in his time of desperation, right?
Yeah.
Like, why do we need this message? Because I think it's in a world where, we're so obsessed with climbing the corporate ladder. We're very comfortable in the West. Why do we need this reminder that we need God, not just in desperate times, but all the time?
I think we need the reminder because we're spirit and flesh, right? Like, so, what does it say? The spirit may be willing, but the flesh is weak. And so the flesh also is our mind. And even though we may know the goodness of God and we may have experienced the goodness of God, when life happens to all of us, our faith can be shaken and it can be challenged. And so to be reminded of who God is and what he can do, and seeing movies like this and reading books and having people in our lives that can help keep us encouraged, I think it's essential for the human experience. I don't know anyone who has faith all of the time. I mean, we all have moments of doubt. We all have moments of uncertainty, and it's what we do in those moments that help us define the moment instead of the moment defining us. And so I do believe that being reminded of God's power is essential, and we all need that.
That's right. That's right. See, you're preaching. Always so. Now, I also love in this movie how Richard gets to where he is with a community, right? With Judy beside him, with his kids are a part of it, his coworkers are a part of it. Why do we need this reminder that we need good people around us?
We need this reminder because we can't do it on our own.
Yeah.
And I think that is okay to come to terms with, that we all need help to do what it is we're called to do. And there's no journey in this life that God has given us that we can only do by ourselves. We have to have the faith for ourselves. We have to still be the leader of our life. But that does not mean we're the leader and we're lonely. And that does not mean that we're the leader and no one helps us. We take the leadership role and then the help comes. So, I think sometimes we don't want the help for pride reasons or fear that it makes us look weak. But the most successful people I know are the ones who have asked for the most help.
Yeah.
And have gotten the most help along the way. So when you see the power of community displayed in the film and you see how much help he got, I want people to be reminded, one, that it's okay to get help, but then two, I want people to be inspired to give help. I mean, there were so many people that helped Richard along the way, and there were so many people that he helped along the way. And that kind of, two-way street of service and giving help and receiving help, I want people to be encouraged by that as they see it portrayed in the film.
Yes. Now you and Eva Longoria, dream team, incredible together. What was it like working with her to bring this story to life?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. Her and I have been close from the moment that, I hired her to direct the film, and she's a force of nature and she's a visionary and a dynamic filmmaker. And the movie is so much better because of her vision and her commitment to Richard's story and telling it the right way. And so working with her has been a dream. I can't wait to do it again. It's truly one of the best experiences I've had.
I love that. Now, Flamin Hot really shows that it's possible to rise above really difficult circumstances and
Yeah.
find success. I mean, the lengths he goes to are just amazing, and they're so inspiring. What do you want
Yes.
viewers to take away from this? Maybe they're struggling right now. They want to succeed. They're having a hard time doing so. What encouragement do you hope they take away?
I hope that the viewers watch this film and say, I can do it too. The thing about Richard is he's a real life superhero. I'm not opposed to superhero movies, that they have their place, but it's all make believe. You can't put on a suit of iron or whatever and run through your city and save it. You can't do that. It's not going to work. But you can have an idea like Richard. You can have a vision like Richard. You can persevere like Richard, and you can succeed like Richard. So my hope is that people watch this film and say, I can do it. And it doesn't matter what title I have. It doesn't matter what job I have, that there's a destiny and a calling on my life, and that God has a plan for my life. And if I commit to it, I can, not only achieve it, but achieve even more than I could imagine. Richard did not set out to make Flamin' Hot Cheetos a $1 billion brand. That wasn't the goal. The goal was, I want to save my plant and I want to save the jobs of the other workers that I'm working with. And I think that if this company would just appeal to my community, it would save our plant. That was it. He wasn't even trying to be great. He was just trying to serve. So my hope is that people watch this film and they say, wow, I can serve too. I can do that.